All right, we're back. It's time for more fun. Time for another fun session. So last week we decided to finally get out into the water, in which we encountered some very large serpent-like creatures, and our party decided to dispatch them via whaling. Yes, we dropped whales twice
It's
on this
like
party.
it's like reverse whaling. We're making more of them.
Indeed. We ended up causing a collapse in a building with said whale. We fought a giant jellyfish-like creature and finished that off by um, ingesting it. Yeah. Speaking of, there's something that I didn't think about, which is now I need Kree to make me a charisma saving throw.
28. Natural 20.
Oh, very good. So and all of you see this. You see that across the whale body, you saw red veins pulsate and then quickly fade away, and you're fine. You don't have rudium corruption.
Oh, because he swallowed the thing that is made of ruidium.
Yeah.
No, the only thing that I didn't swallow the jellyfish. I swallowed the swarm.
Didn't you swallow jellyfish too?
No, I think the jellyfish
No,
died
Oh,
before. It
okay.
was the
the jellyfish got killed elsewhere. I just swallowed the swarm, unless they were also influenced by.
Yeah, they are technically. So,
Anyway, I passed regardless.
yeah, yep. Since they were technically around that giant jellyfish-like creature that had some heavy ruidium in it, they were very corrupted. That being said, what would you guys like to do at this point?
loot body.
Blue body? Okay.
Well, investigate the area is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
investigate area specifically.
Moreau would like to investigate the area.
Okay.
I will help him because I am still channeling whale, and I don't want to drop that for guidance.
And I'm a whale. Wait, can I cast a spell as a whale?
No.
No.
So I can't guidance you. Sorry, sir.
So unfortunately, you do not get guidance this time.
Fine. Just advantage plus 11. Boo. I say and then roll 2 natural ones. No, 26.
Okay. So, with that, you end up finding a locked jewelry box.
Ooh. Did I find a key or anything?
Nope.
Why do I need a key? I've got a whole bunch of rocks around here. I'm just kidding. I could do something about this, but I am going to motion pretty baby over. 20 trinkets.
I will go ahead and try to unlock it. Sorry, I've been fighting with my computer for like the past 5 minutes.
All right. Yeah. So Dex check.
1 second, please.
Uno momento, por favor.
$16.
Hey, that does it. All right. Yeah, you're successfully unlock the box. Inside are two emerald rings worth 1,500 gold pieces each, a string of pearls worth 750 gold pieces, and a ring of shooting stars.
Can you put this?
Yeah,
I missed it. Sorry.
I got you guys.
Pretty baby shoves them all in her tunic.
Do I see this?
Yeah, sleight of hand versus perception, I guess.
My sleight of hand hates me.
That's okay because I rolled a 26.
Just for funsies. I'm literally holding it. I'm holding the box open.
You're holding the box and
Did not see anything in it.
pretty baby, maybe we should make sure that none of that's you know, like cursed or nothing. Because remember what happened to Creed?
I fixed that, didn't I?
You did, but I mean, anything we find down here might be you know, bad, considering all that ruidium.
Pretty baby, pretty trinkets. Pretty baby, pretty trinkets. She's slowly backing away.
Pretty baby, and Poppy like reaches out and tries to stop her.
She turns to run face first into a whale.
Probably.
Um,
Report to the authorities.
Can I try to intimidate Pretty Baby as a whale? Just kind of like.
yes.
Okay, so let's see extras. Do I get my modifiers with it or no?
You would have to use the whale modifiers, I would assume.
I keep
what I'm
trying to talk
thinking.
while I have my web screen open, and it keeps backing out of everything.
Okay, so I have to subtract 3 off of this. So that's going to be 16.
All right.
What am I rolling?
I guess insight.
Oh, come on!
You were scared of the whale.
You fear that whale.
That whale just swallowed all those fish, and now it is coming for you.
Want some cake, little girl?
I'm just going to make free willy noises at you.
Just let Moreau take a look and make sure it ain't gonna be nothing that'll hurt you. That's all.
I hand Moreau one ring.
Which one?
There were 2 emerald rings.
There was also the ring of the shooting stars.
I'm sorry, then we'll do the shooting stars.
Okay, well, I think we should probably try and find some shelter and probably some sort of rest. And I'll take a look at all of these things when we have a chance. Did we find the source of the ruidium?
Yeah, it'll take a little bit of cutting through, but you found a great axe inside of the giant jellyfish.
Hey, glowy great axe.
Yep.
Of curiosity, does any of us know how to destroy this?
I don't think that's been ever discussed.
I don't think so. That's why I'm asking.
The ruidium?
Yes.
I just think that it's really possible. I don't think we've ever come across a way to do it.
I can't talk. Like, I'm still wailing, so I just was wondering if we discussed that. Yeah. Are you okay over there?
I thought we were making whale noises, not gonna lie.
It's okay, I can speak whale. Okay, so, I don't know about you guys, but I could use a little bit of rest.
That might be a good idea. Do we want to sleep out here or find somewhere kind of drier?
Probably best to find someplace drier. Since we have didn't weren't we supposed to find something from this area and bring it back to, like, the home base?
I think so.
Probably.
If you guys don't recall, then go ahead and just do me an intelligence roll.
21.
Yeah, you found the clay tablets back in the area that you guys destroyed with Whale Tail.
Oh, so it was those clay tablets, and we found like one remaining.
Yeah.
We fucked up.
Fantastic.
Rip all the extra gold that we were gonna make.
Extra gold.
I thought for each clay tablet we found, we got more.
Oh, okay. I do not remember that specifically, but okay.
I could be wrong. Anyway, I digress. We have one tablet. We've got something for them at least. Is there anything else, or is it just the axe in the room?
Yeah, that was it.
Since I am considered gargantuan, would I be able to see this other area over here, this M12 area, into M14?
Yeah, I mean from your viewpoint, you're able to see a giant watchtower that's crumbling.
It's probably best not to test fate just yet. I feel like we should go back and get some rest. And go talk to the people at the home base. God, I can't remember her name.
Was that insight? No. Question? No.
Insights, I believe.
Insight?
Yep, not the right one. Play this one, please. Yeah, Insight was the person you were looking for.
So we should go and bring the tablet back to Insight and let her know what happened.
And how that other one sort of just killed herself?
Yeah, that would be probably prudent information to pass along.
Alright, but, I mean, are we coming back out here, or no?
I believe so. We were supposed to find the key to the Nether Deep, and if this tablet is what it is that we are looking for, then perhaps that will lead us to the next step of our endeavor.
Really quick, is there the great axe where it's like planted in? Is there anything of note there, or is it just like in the rock, nothing special?
Oh no, it's inside the jellyfish creature.
Yeah, we kind of have to hack it out.
Okay.
What are we doing with his axe?
I will give you my best whale shrug.
I mean, leaving it here don't seem like a good idea, but taking it with us don't seem good either.
I think that we definitely need to take it with us, but I'm not so good with great axes.
Can I willingly just like unwhale?
Yeah, I believe so because under.
No, it is a because it can be used as a offensive spell. It is not a.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I was thinking. I wasn't positive on it. But
really? Huh.
Yeah, it is. It is one of the best uses for the spell is frankly to turn your enemy into like a slug.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was
And then
thinking they would
drop them
fall
off of a floating island.
No, that was like a fish, and I only did that twice.
Only.
I might have, I might be somewhat guilty of turning enemies into things with polymorph and throwing them off of high places or islands or floating ships. Anyway, that aside, yeah, it is a powerful CC spell because it CCs them for an hour if they fail.
More willingly accept.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about using it, I'm halfway decent with them, but I mean, ain't that dangerous? Isn't it dangerous to even touch? Can we pick this up?
I'm sure we can.
If anyone would like to, I'll go ahead and let you do a history roll with disadvantage.
History with disadvantage.
Yeah.
This is gonna go awesome. Oh, better than I feared.
I rolled a 17 and an 18. 22.
Oh, well, let's see. Okay, just those three. All right, you're not gonna try to roll for that greed?
I'm a whale, dude.
He is all the like mental statistics of a whale as well.
Oh, okay. So Poppy and Moreau, well, you guys were in town and chatting, with local townsfolk and just passing by stuff. You know that Iridium items by themselves, as long as you don't actually use them or you cover them up with something, they won't actually cause the effects on you. So if you wrap this axe up in something or kind of like put a rope around it and drag it with you, don't really have to worry about the exposure really getting to you.
Alright, I will, I don't know, find a stray piece of. I will grab one of my blankets from my bedroll and just wrap it up in it.
Okay, that works.
Are we swimming back? Is that what's going on here then?
Yes, kind of taking back the way we came.
Alright, I need all of you to make me a charisma saving throw.
Ooh.
Yay.
Alright.
Oh, I
18.
definitely made that. Mine would be 21. With being in whale.
16.
Holy crap. That could have been real bad for me. 18.
Okay, so you guys don't suffer from any major penalties, but your heads all scream in immense pain as that voice now grows closer and starts screaming into your head. Doesn't do it. Only deals 1d4 of psychic damage. So 1 point of psychic damage.
Oh my god. I'm out. That'd be terrible, wouldn't it? No, I'm good.
I'll say I know better than that.
Okay, and wow, by the skin of my little rabbit incisors, Creed is still a whale. I rolled a 10.
Little concentration checks.
Yep.
Alright. Roll me a perception check.
All of us?
Yep.
Vision.
Vision based, yep.
Any sunlight?
No.
No, we're
Sorry.
underwater. Oh god.
Nice.
That
I have to
doesn't
add.
help much.
14.
17.
Do I get advantage on perception checks on water? I don't know.
Right.
You have blind sight, that's all.
Alright. Let me get this rolled up real quick. I need to. There we go. Doobie doobie doo. All right, so we've got that. Save. All right, let me just check something out real quick, just for my own curiosity. Huh. So that's the sperm whale stats is in Forgotten Realms? What book is that
It's in Rime of the Ice Maiden.
in?
Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Rime of the Frost Maiden. I just want to look at something real quick with that stat block.
I bought the Rime of the Frost Maiden book for a thing. I want to say it was dumb.
Are you looking to see if it collects barnacles?
I'm just curious about something. Oh, okay. So, okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I'm like, really? All right. So, as you guys end up uh, getting into ready to depart, and that screaming in your head, you something from, and let me double check the compass. Hell is my okay? So something to the north of you coming out of an area. I'm gonna reuse this token because it's also this size. Custom. Cloud. And where are we? Campaign info. Drop this little guy in here. Well, not so little. So, you guys,
Oh, neat.
yeah, that thing comes bolting out.
Oh, he looks friendly.
Yeah.
Can we avoid?
No. All right.
So we're gonna die.
Yeah, because we have not rested still.
And we just finished that other crazy fight. Okay.
Okay, so we will go ahead and run encounter. And everyone roll initiative.
Okay.
Alright, guys. We need to run the fuck away because we're all about to die. Yeah. Also, is it not problematic that Creed has reset his character sheet and the rest of us have not?
No, this is gonna be one of those weird situations where it'll still work out to your advantage, but I have to do initiative just so I can keep everything in a particular order.
Okay.
16.
Okay. So, as this thing is making a beeline to you, I will need Poppy. Actually, I'll need the entire party to go ahead and roll me another. What is that? Wisdom saving throw this time.
I don't like these. That's a 7.
21.
I need to stop using these dice.
12 or no? Yeah, 12.
17.
Wait, is that right? Yeah, that's right. 12. Unless I get the modifiers from myself.
All right. Well, pretty baby. It beckons you to come towards it in a very friendly manner, and you start moving towards it.
Want some candy, little girl?
Can we reach out and grab her?
Yeah, you go and make me an athletics check. And then,
Athletics? Oh boy. Okay.
Better you than me.
Okay, roll good. 20.
okay, and pretty baby, go ahead and do me an athletics check as well.
7.
Okay. Yeah, as she starts moving that way, you start grabbing onto her, but she's fighting you to go towards the thing.
As I grab her, I'm gonna swim back to the whale, grab onto the whale, and just tell it to go. Go! 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 We can't stay here, go!
Alright, so we'll start from the top. Go ahead, Creed.
Do I actually start?
Yeah.
Oh, yo. So at this point in time, is everybody attached to me? Like, can I vacate with everybody?
Yeah.
I'm probably trying to hold on.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then I am moving. So, yeah, it'll be whatever. My movement speed is what, 30 feet? 60 feet. Sorry, so I don't know what is. These are 10-foot squares?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, that's probably pretty close. It'd be somewhere in that vicinity. And I would be going back. I think that's pretty much a straight shot to where we went in. No. Yeah. I do believe I don't think I have anything ranged for
You can also use your action to move as well if you want to.
Oh, that's true. Yes. I will dash. Which is quit doing that. Alright, listen here.
It's like in the center underneath the belly or something.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird spot. Yeah, so it'll be somewhere in that vicinity. With everybody on me.
Okay.
And so I think that will be my turn, because I can't use a bonus action for anything.
Okay, then to Moreau.
I hold on for dear life.
Okay.
You should haste the whale so it can move at double speed.
180-foot movement speed.
I still have a 4th level spell slot. I can do that.
No, it's 60 feet. It's 60 feet around, so you would actually get to move 240 feet around, with everyone grabbing onto you.
No, it just gives me an extra action, doesn't it?
No,
No,
it doubles your movement speed.
It doubles your movement speed. Also gives you
Oh,
another
yeah.
action, so you would actually be able to move.
Which you can only use to dash. Oh my god,
Yeah,
you can't
so-
use to dash.
Yeah,
So it'd
240,
be-
that's right.
So no, it would be 120 plus 120 plus 120.
How would it
So-
be 3 times? That doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does, because you get an action, the haste action that you can use to dash,
Until the spell ends, the target's speed is doubled.
and then
Oh,
double.
It's
I
plus
get
2
it. Okay,
armor
never mind.
class. And it has an additional action. The action can be used only to take the attack, one weapon attack only. Dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. Yeah, fuck it. I'll cast haste on the whale.
So the whale can now move 360 feet around.
Oh, God.
Yeah, fuck you, monks.
We are zooming past all of the like internal like dry stuff and just zipping back to like where we came from. Fuck this shit. This whale is attempting to break the sound barrier underwater.
God. I oh God. And you guys are hanging out on the outside of this?
Yo,
See where this is going.
Um
If they're touching me, wouldn't they technically be hasted too?
Not really.
no.
It was worth a shot.
I need all of you who are clinging to the whale at this hasted speed to make me a strength check.
all right. If I oh no, that's a concentration. Never mind. Damn it.
Oh
I had
boy.
an idea.
Pray for Mojo.
Natural 20 for a 19.
Start music stepping, buddy.
I got one of those.
Okay, if I see Morose slipping, can I reach out and grab him?
You have to roll with disadvantage at that point.
I roll with disadvantage then. I rolled a natural 20 on my second roll, so my roll would be a 21.
This is what I get for trying to help other people.
Yeah, Morose slips, but Poppy. Oh, well, hold on, Poppy. Before you do that, and I'll let you pick. You're currently hanging on to Pretty Baby so she doesn't go, so.
Well,
I thought Pretty Baby rolled a natural
Ruby
20.
and Pretty Baby already rolled to
Right.
grab onto the whale.
Right, but. So I guess my thing is that she's compelled to go towards him. So would you have to pin her down?
Oh.
I sink my like the claws of my back paws into the whale and just grab onto both of them with my arms. Fuck it.
All right, that's fine. You rolled 20s. I will allow this to happen.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I ever got to use my other rage. I will rage grab them for a second. We are fucking doing this.
Christ.
It's unfortunate. I was like, oh, I could entangle us and bind us to the whale, but it's a
I just
concentration.
want to point out that there's a bunny now, like, rage grabbing you guys and successfully doing so on a hasted whale.
Yes, there is.
Rage Bunny holding on to the spindly wizard and baby Kenku while a whale tries to break the sound barrier underwater.
Yes.
Christ almighty. Okay, yeah, you make it back to you make it to one of the areas where you remember see exposed a barrier that you can pass through.
Just keep going. God damn it, Rose Boys. Just keep going. You're faster than us running in the dry area. Just go back to where we came from.
I'm gonna go to the nearest entrance that I can, because I don't know if there's any beyond that.
Just swim around and go back to where we came from.
I will allow you to do that. You can just swim back to up here to freaking M3. Like you could go literally back to that area right there.
Well, it's not my turn right now, but
Really hoping he doesn't try to breach, because if he does, we're gonna get the bend something fierce.
Oh yeah, I mean, question. No. Fuck. I mean, you're technically.
Hold his breath for 90 minutes, and it only lasts for an hour.
Also, we can water breathe, but you know what I mean.
All right, wait. I have to give you a point of exhaustion just for the equivalent of the bends. Well, the whale's gonna get that exhaustion anyway. God. Yeah. Yeah. The party. You see a freaking whale breaking the sound barrier underwater. Gets you back up to M3. So yeah, party, you get to move all the way back to M3.
Yay!
That's
we still-
360 feet.
I can't catch you at that speed anyway.
Okay, I get it now. This is why Ree did what Ree did.
I mean, I think you still had like feet to spare at that point.
Actually, I am curious just at this point. We were down here. It's like right. It's 280 feet. I did that in
Easy.
6
Well within-
seconds.
Yeah. So basically, there is a group of people breaking the sound barrier, rushing to the like open force field covered like hallway next to M3, and like on the back of it there is a screaming rage bunny holding onto the like ankle of a Kenku who keeps trying to swim backwards from where the well came from, and a spindly wizard held on by one wrist and part of his robe.
Actually, technically, it
Red
wasn't even the
Kenku is-
full 6 seconds because I still have like 80 feet of movement.
And the bunny is just openly screaming as we go.
Red Kenku is screaming, bad touch, bad touch, bad touch.
And I'm just doing a goat impression.
And as we approach the barrier, just so that we don't all die, as soon as we hit the open air, I'm going to drop polymorph.
I will not be swimming that close to that, just so you're aware.
Okay, if you're gonna stop
I'm not like
before-
dive bombing. I'm a giant fucking whale. I'm not gonna dive bomb an enclosure we're trying to enter in that has air. That's a terrible idea.
You're on.
I'm at least smart enough to know not to do that.
Yes, but can you stop yourself with the forward momentum of sound
I will
barrier?
go over the top of it if I have to.
Oh, Christ. Alright, so you guys make it to the base camp, polymorphs dropped. The guards are perplexed of going... They just look at each other going, Did that well came literally out of nowhere? I don't know, man. Shit's weird down here.
Yes, that sound you heard was a sonic boom underwater.
A sonic swoosh.
God damn it! I'm gonna choke. I'm eating dinner, and I keep almost choking because I keep trying to laugh. Oh God. There's a thing out there, and it's all, tentacly and red stuff on it, and did it look like the ruidium poisoning that we saw in like the jellyfish monster and the
Oh, yeah.
woman who killed her? And I think it might be like ruidium or something. It didn't look friendly.
All sites like, oh, so you killed it then?
I don't
Well,
really think that was in the cards in our current condition.
here's the thing. There was this jellyfish monster that was also covered in ruidium, and it sort of almost nearly killed us, and was sort of ran away.
Go ahead and roll me perception, party.
Vision.
Yeah.
Hello.
17.
You see Pretty Baby kind of doing a weird, march towards one of the open entrance, and mentally in your mind you hear, "Fools, I cannot be stopped."
Oh, right. And there was also that, and Poppy goes to tackle Pretty Baby.
All right, place yourself up here real quick for me. Your actual characters.
Fare thee well, whale. You're dead and gone to us.
Sounds like I'm gonna avoid water for the time being.
Do we still have a creed somewhere?
I yes.
I was gonna say I can spawn one, but yeah.
I just keep going away. Don't worry. You guys are just trying to get rid of me. I get it.
Yeah. Crap. So as Pretty Baby kind of does this weird thing, you see that her, eyes tinge just for a moment, and you hear a large roar coming from the outside. And busting through the wall,
I would have been there then because I was trying to go to it.
yep.
Okay, so at least we've got Insight and Gortag, and you said something about guards, right?
Yeah, the guards are kind of perplexed and terrified right now. But you do hear the quick steps of some heavy feet coming your way. And you also happen to see a group that you're quite familiar with. Is that all four? Did I grab all four?
There's only 3 there.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're stacked? Why? There we go. Hey, it's your rivals.
All right. So seeing everybody show up and be like, I mean, sorry. Be careful not to get grabbed by its tentacles. It's not great.
It doesn't look great in any way, in any form of the word.
All right. So who's about to die and needs immediate healing before we get slaughtered by this thing?
I think technically I was at like 26 or 29 health, one of those two.
Did you want to drop your health down to that or no?
I have not. I don't remember what it was, but I didn't realize we were going into combat, so yeah, I will drop myself down.
Alright, so then Io and then Maggie will go next. So you guys are first on the scene.
I am regretting using my last rage to hold on to people.
Technically, you're still raging, aren't you?
No, unless it's been less than a round.
No, you.
She never got attacked.
Yeah.
I didn't attack or take damage.
What's the state of the haste?
That should still be going.
Yeah, I think. Because that's not concentration, is it?
It is.
Well, I don't know. Would
But,
you?
but
Would,
he never took damage, so.
right. I mean, I don't know if you would have dropped it as soon as you got to what would be a somewhat safe haven.
It lasts for 1 minute.
Oh. Yeah, it's been more than a minute, so.
And I'm assuming that if it's been more than a minute, I've already dealt with my exhaustion. So.
Yeah. You had a few minutes of conversation, so.
Trying to remember what my spell slots were. I know I used. One of those.
How
Alright.
big is this thing?
It's a
So
large.
who did you say was first up on initiative?
Large?
Are we reusing
Okay.
the same initiative? Or
Yeah, we're keeping the same initiative. So Io's next then. So it goes Creed, Moreau, Io.
So I'm at the bottom of initiative then.
No. So it go. Sorry. It's Creed, Moreau, then Io. So Creed literally was at the top of the list.
But they are not taking their turns even though it's been more than a minute.
Yeah.
So, you said IO's going next. Which,
Right.
Cool.
Puts Creed and Moreau at the bottom of the list.
But it's fine.
we're technically first on the list, but because we've already taken our turns, you're making us at the bottom of the list.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this is just for more theatrics or anything. But I have to keep a turn order so people can do stuff in a particular order, so it's not chaos. I promise you'll
Just
get a.
live in,
Yeah,
live in the chaos.
yeah, we're trying to organize this in a way so that way we can do some stuff with the party members that are here for story plot advancements. But I have to do initiative so that way I can at least try to keep things going. So, but yes, all right. So rival party, you're now on the scene. You see this huge creature.
I don't know what that thing is, but I know we are going to crush it.
Sorry, I was hurting a cat. What did I miss?
Oh, the rival party showed up. So, okay. Not sure if I was trying to.
Prue just asked if, sorry, he is also hurting a cat. If repositioning, he can go to the front or try to get to the front.
Yeah, I'll let him do a quick movement to try to get close up there.
You guys, there we go.
There we are. You're good.
My audio was toast. I don't know quite what happened. Okay. Yeah. So we're ready for action. We're doing this. Gonna move in and Ayo. So we're stabbing. And we're at our tier 3, right? So.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my ruidium harpoon now. So first attack is 16.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. Sorry, this is gonna be a little wonky. So both those rolls, which I now can't see, but
Okay, so 9.
plus the other one.
Oh, so it's 2d8 plus 3 for damage. Okay, so 13 and 9, 22 damage then.
Yeah, that's. And I should say, Sal, the 9 is for psychic damage, I think.
Okay.
I don't know if that applies to this creature, but.
Okay, make note of it. Let me double check here. All right, anything else?
3 attacks is what I'm doing.
Okay. In response, it'll take a action against you to smack you with its tail. 21.
Certainly a hit.
Okay, and then take. Ow, oh, that was shitty. 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Welcome to last week's nightmare.
Yep.
You said 7 or 70?
7. Sorry, just 7.
Just making sure. Okay, so I'll keep going with my stabby stabs. 9.
That'll miss.
And even less. That'll do it for me.
Okay. Maggie!
Alrighty, I'm also gonna do the pounding now. So I'm gonna move up with about 30 feet away from it.
You're already not that far away.
And then I'm gonna throw my hammer at it.
Hammer throw.
So that'll be a 27 to hit.
Yep, that'll hurt.
And then 10 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do the same thing again. Oh. 9 doesn't hit, I'm guessing.
Nope.
Alright, then I'm done.
Okay, it's gonna take an action against you. 23.
Oh yeah.
All right, for 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
All right, then we go to Poppy.
Alright, alright. Fuck. Trying to think. I did not realize my turn was next, so I was not prepared. Is Pretty Baby still trying to get to the thing?
Yes.
How close has she gotten at this point?
She's probably within 15 feet.
Alright, is anyone else that close to it? This is hard to gauge, because it's fucking ginormous.
I mean, Io was in melee range with it.
Alright, hang on. Turn all grid.
Right, that's pink, so I wanted to.
Yeah, no, I was just turning off like the grid locking so I could see. Okay. I'm gonna back up a little bit. And I'm gonna cast Entangle. Let's see, it is a 20-foot square. So it's 2 of these squares, isn't it? No, never mind. This room is tiny as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Alright. Well, I'm gonna like hug it up on the wall a bit so it's like halfway on the wall. Cause I wanna try and stop Pretty Baby from like walking into its fucking mouth. So like have it like sort of placed so half of it's on the wall. And like going like that. It is they must make a strength saving throw or be restrained until the spell ends.
Okay.
A restrained creature restrained by the plants can use action to make a strength check against the spell save. On a success, it frees itself.
21.
Yeah, that's gonna save. It's also difficult terrain, but whatever. Pretty Baby? Strength save?
Pretty Baby's good at that.
Yes. Okay, Pretty Baby is definitely restrained. Which, I'll be honest, was kind of like my original intention anyway.
Anything else from Poppy?
That was let me see here. I don't think I can do anything as a bonus action. I've used all my rages and I've used all my wild shapes. Yeah, that's what I got.
Hans!
Come on, you guys, we are going to kill this thing. Io, go on. Keep it up. And I'll bonus action Io a Bardic Inspiration. So for 10 minutes, you can add a D8 to any ability check, attack roll, saving throw, weapon damage roll, or you can use your reaction to add it to your AC.
Okay, thank you.
And then I will Are you messed up now, big fish? You are on dry land. This is where we are going to eat you. I cast Bane on the critter. Needs to make a Charisma saving throw.
15.
All right, it failed. Whenever it makes a attack roll or saving throw up to 1 minute, it must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from its.
Bane.
Doesn't it also get disadvantage on saving throws?
It's not disadvantage, it's minus d4.
Yeah, you roll a d4
Okay,
and
that's
subtract it.
Yeah.
It's the anti-bless. Just give us back his pasta maker. I'll blow the whole place up.
God. Alright.
Sorry, I've been watching too much Harley Quinn.
Is it for the Hans?
That's it for me. Yeah.
Okay. It's its turn. Alright. What is my 10-foot range? Damn. Yeah, well, it's gonna make a attack with its tentacle. 19 to Io.
Don't forget to subtract.
Oh, that's right. D4. Oh, wow. That's a 16 then. So that will miss.
That's a miss, yeah. Good times.
Yep. Yeah, one more. And I'm not going to bother because that is a nat 1. So,
Wildly swings and starts choking itself.
yep.
Unfortunately, it likes it too much.
It's a tragic tentacling.
Pretty baby, it just whispers to you, candy, shinies.
I don't get to make any kind of saving throw or anything.
Only if you get attacked by it.
Huh?
Only if you get smacked by it.
Yeah.
Um,
You could communicate with it with your mind.
So what's Pretty Baby doing then?
I mean,
Keep
I
it-
have one Misty Step left.
Oof.
So, is Pretty Baby like full on just like mind controlled by this thing? Is that what's
Not mind controlled, she's just charmed, so she just can't attack the aboleth or target it with any harmful abilities or magic effects.
I am going to try and break the restraint. Because I'm restrained, I have something holding me down.
Right.
Yes, plants! You are vined in place.
I'm going to use my dagger and try to cut myself out of the vines.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me read the spell. Creature restrained by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against my spell save DC. On a success, it frees itself.
Oh, so you can't cut
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, the act of trying to cut yourself out
Would
be
be.
a strength check.
Oh, well.
Nope. I'm stuck. All it hears is just, I like candy.
It replies back.
What's new?
It's like tasty.
Is it caramel? Or is it gooey? Or is it sticky? Is it hard candy? Is it lollipops? Is it...
It basically shows you the equivalent to, like, Willy Wonka's, what was that freaking room they
She
call
hasn't been able to, like, actually talk with anybody.
Right.
So she's just asking question after question after question after question after question.
Yeah, it just plays you kind of like that scene from Willy Wonka when he shows them the chocolate room with all the candy and, everything's made out of candy and different types of shapes and forms.
And we don't know where we're going.
That's exactly what I defaulted to.
And it shows no signs of slowing.
So she's just sitting there wriggling in the vines, asking it question upon question upon question. Out of curiosity, with a persuasion check, could I be annoying enough to give it disadvantage on its next attack or saving throw?
No.
Oh damn. I tried to.
I just
Sorry.
controlling Pretty Baby, and now Pretty Baby is haunting its brain.
Before you say no, you should meet her in person.
You're saying you don't work with me tomorrow?
Bitch, I'm off tomorrow.
Christ. Creed, you're next.
Sweet. I'm going to wander over here, kind of as close to this corner as I can get. Would that be considered flanking or no?
I'll allow it.
Sweet. I don't trust these things. I'm bashing like a motherfucker. $20, I'm assuming hits.
Yes.
So that one is 11 points of slashing.
Okay.
Number 2. Oh, damn.
Almost.
28.
So close.
Right. 13 points of slashing damage, and I am definitely using my bonus action to swing one more time because I know I have at least one of those left. So, one more time. Damn. That is 15 points of slashing damage on that one.
Okay.
I know I've used at least 2 for sure. But that will be my turn. That's action, bonus action, and movement. I will stay over right here.
All right. Pretty Baby, take 14 points of psychic damage.
Does it not have concentration?
Nope, doesn't need it.
That's gross.
And then now you can make your save.
That's me.
Wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And you fail.
How close is she to Creed?
that's a good question. Am I close enough to Creed?
You're
10 feet.
yeah, 10 feet.
I have to be within 5, don't I?
No, 10-foot radius around me.
Am I within 10 feet?
Yeah, I'll say that. You're on the corner, so.
10 foot, so you get a +2 to saving throws. I don't know if it helps, but
That's a 14.
That actually saves, so you're good.
As I save, it's just hearing, I had a banana lollipop once in it, and it had scorpions in it, and it was really, really good. Jenny, of course, had scorpions in them. Candy makes
And there's nothing there anymore in the back of your mind.
You annoyed it until leaving you the fuck alone.
That's what I do in real life.
Oh God.
I know.
All right, Moreau.
Well, shit. Two important questions. Like, with its tentacles flailing around, am I threatened by it?
It's got, yeah, I mean it's within 10 feet of you, right? So that's its attack range.
Okay. Do what spells I have left. 2 first, 1 second. That's a lot, right? And how is it looking?
It's wounded, but it's still pretty lively.
do the thing. I don't know what advice you need, but do the thing.
There were things that I could do, and it did not get entangled. I am going to cast, using my drow magic, I will cast Fairy Fire centered on it. Well, behind it. I just want to hit it with it.
Sure.
Oh, it has Bane too.
See?
So that is a dexterity saving throw. DC is different than my other spells. 15?
Fail.
Dex 15.
Yep.
Alright, so it is fairy fired, so it cannot turn invisible, sucker! I don't think that was likely, but it also, everyone has advantage to hit it.
What color did you make the sushi?
It is, glowing, like, purple sparkles.
I'm here for it.
And, I will then, as my bonus action, try and shove it back into the water. Strength saving throw, DC 16. Bane. Bane!
So 21, and then so 20.
Yeah, it's gonna be a success.
Yeah.
Alright. And then I will shakingly hold my ground because I don't want to take an attack of opportunity. That's it.
All right, Io, back to you.
You have advantage in all your attack rolls.
Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot going on. Okay. So, I mean, I still have the 3 attacks. I'm gonna just keep up with that. And is there anyone on the table who needs to move? Who would like to have an extra move? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn.
That's a natural 20.
Yo.
Oh damn.
Nice.
So this is
Up
gonna
in
get
the face, Io.
stupid, but here we go. So whatever that is, plus what this will be.
Oh.
So 39 total, so.
Ow. Okay.
Splatterfest are fun.
That's the first attack, so keep going. That's a kind of a no.
Yeah. And that's what you rolling advantage?
Oh, sorry, no. Well, I mean, that was my second shot at it,
Yeah, so
so that didn't really do it.
so then your third strike, go and roll with advantage.
Is that gonna do it?
No.
Did the last one, I thought.
No, 16 hit.
Oh.
Let me roll again then. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oofda.
Ah, you freaking nature! I'm done.
All right, it retaliates and tries to smack you again. Oh, I think that's probably gonna hit you with the bane. Well, maybe 20, 23.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I could silvery barbs, but
9 points of bludgeoning damage.
The problem with that is that you could end up making it a crit.
yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, I took it.
All right, that's it. And then to Maggie.
Okay, again with the hammer.
Start calling Maggie the Hammer Bro.
Why aren't you working?
It's hammer time.
Super slow. That definitely won't hit.
Mm-mm.
You have advantage on the attacks.
Right.
You're rolling with advantage.
Right.
It's shiny.
So easy to see.
Like a treasure from a sunken pirate's wreck.
Isn't it just a right click to roll with advantage?
Yeah, if you right click you can choose advantage. That's right.
Yeah, it doesn't want to let me do that, so we'll just do it this way.
Oh, I don't know about the app. I think you can press and hold.
Yeah, you press and hold on the app.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on the laptop.
Oh.
Press and hold might work, because I don't know if that has a right-click option on that particular mouse.
It's still got a 4, so it doesn't really do much.
You only get one attack?
I get 2, so I'm gonna do another one.
So are the guards and like the other people standing in here like Insight and Gortag or whatever?
Yeah, they're trying to
So-
get to the other scholars and try to get them to safety.
Wow.
Useless cowards.
One more time, let's try this. And not get a 4.
Yeah, let's get higher. Let's shoot for higher than a 4.
God damn it.
What the hell?
What?
4 fours in a row. The chances of that happening are minuscule.
Alright, well, I guess I'm not doing much.
You need to like change the dice, the digital dice you're using, because
Yeah.
holy shit,
That's
you are fucking
bananas.
cursed.
Wow.
That's fucking bananas.
That is absurd.
I would like to speak to the bananager.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's my turn then.
All right, then we go ahead and go to Poppy then.
All right. There ain't much I can do. I ain't much for a attacking thing when I can't rage, and I use my last rage to rage hold frickin' child who wants to swim into the maw of the monster and Noodle Arms Mage.
We thank you for it.
Burn spells.
I don't have anything that like attacks.
Oof.
I was complaining about this from before. Do you not remember, like 2-3 weeks ago, I was complaining about how I have no spells that work underwater?
We're not underwater.
We're not underwater. Throw fire at it.
Yeah, except I didn't prepare fire spells. Why would I
Your
prepare
cantrip?
fire spells? What? I have a
Your-
cantrip. I'm just grumbly because I don't know what to fucking do. Alright, Alright. Pretty Baby is mind controlled, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But still
She-
restrained?
She anointed.
Yes.
She's restrained
Okay.
by you.
Well, yes, obviously. I'm just making sure that she is both still restrained but is no longer mind controlled. Is she visibly no longer mind controlled? Like, we can tell?
Yeah, that red tint in her eyes is gone.
Okay, then I will drop concentration on my spell. And I'm gonna...
Same.
Oh, give me 1 second. I'm debating if I want to heal or if I want to... Nah, fuck it. I'm going to throw fire at it. Produce flame.
Oh, okay.
17?
Yeah, I'll hit.
With advantage.
Oh, I did not roll with advantage. Whatever. Maybe I'll crit. Okay, so 8 points of fire damage.
'Kay.
And bonus action, healing word on Moreau.
Yay!
It's not much, but it's what I got. Oh, there we go. Rolled max heal, 9 points of healing.
I will fucking take it.
All right. That's my turn. Action, bonus action.
Okay. Hans.
Maggie, slow down. Focus. You'll get better on the next one. Give you a bardic inspiration. Alright, Worm, you're not going to see what you're hitting anymore. I'm gonna try to cast blindness on it.
Oh.
I need a Constitution saving throw. And don't forget to bane it.
Yeah, because that will make a difference. 16.
Meets it, beats it.
Damn.
That's it for me.
Okay, it's its turn. Alright, so it's going to take a swipe at Creed. That's probably just going to miss right off the bat. Don't even apply the Bane. Second attack to Io. That one probably is still going to hit. Yeah, 25.
He's not within 5 feet of me. Never mind.
That's 14 points of bludgeoning and 5 points of psychic damage. Pretty baby.
So just reminder, like Io can use that bardic inspiration as a reaction before Io knows if it hit or not. So
Ah,
What will it do in that case?
so you would.
adds the die to AC.
Well, that's hot. Maybe I'll do that next time.
I think you can also add it to spell damage, can't you?
Yeah, my bardic inspiration you can add to pretty much anything. It's kind of nice.
What kind of bard?
I don't remember off the top of my head actually.
Valor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's neat.
Alright, so, I assume I'm close enough to stab it.
Yes.
So I'm gonna stab it.
With advantage!
Hey!
Roll
That's a
out the
23.
20.
Ouch.
Oh. With the funny.
So that's 10.
Okay.
And then the funny is an additional 13.
Okay.
And then bonus action, I'm gonna stab it. Is it still with advantage because of the fairy fire?
Yes.
That's a 22.
All right.
And that's an extra 1 point of damage. It did not give me candy.
Oh, okay.
The extra 1 point.
Damn.
Because you don't have 2-weapon fighting. God.
Yep.
And that's it for Pretty Baby.
Yep.
Okay, it's gonna try to make a tail attack, which is gonna miss. You see Gelserod kind of hanging out in the back, chanting something, and then he just decides to unleash something behind the barrier where the how do I put it? Behind the barrier where the water's being held back, you just kind of see the creature just wince as it's getting pulled through, and it just becomes paste against the wall. It's dead.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
So what did he do to kill it?
He has a special ability called Gravity Rend.
Okay.
Yeah, it just deals 12d6 of force damage.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
No big.
That. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't making that without saving. My saving throw was crap anyway, too. So, yeah. You just see the aboleth just kind of scream and wince as it gets pushed against the wall and just becomes like a gooey paste as it kind of just slides down the side.
Dang, I was gonna do a 4th level inflict wounds next turn.
That's it. We're out of
Just
combat.
cantripping my ass off.
Can't trip to win.
Well, that certainly was a thing, was it not?
It was pretty handy to go there, Jet Whale. That was a nice thought there, making me go fast.
Yeah, I thought we would make it to safety and it wouldn't try and clash through the side of the wall of the the place where all the people were, but I guess it wanted us that badly.
Who follows in the jet stream of a whale breaking the sound barrier underwater? Honestly.
Insight looks at you. What do you mean? That what do you? Oh, what did you folks do down here?
Well, we went to find the key that you were looking for. We found these tablets as well as some other things, and your friend who was sort of working for the consortium.
And then she did something and turned to dust or something?
She gasps in horror. No, not.
I saw there were red veins all along her arm, and when I pointed it out, she just sort of freaked out and killed herself and turned to dust. It was weird.
As you all say that, go ahead and make me a perception check with vision.
17?
9!
21.
All right. So Moreau's too engrossed in the conversation to notice, but as you guys mentioned the red rudium, you notice that your rivals also have similar tinges on their equipment and on themselves.
Hey, are you guys, all right there?
Yes, we are fine. Not everyone is cut out to wield this, but we are strong and can handle it.
No, that ain't. No, you didn't see what. I mean, these things that are corrupted, they're losing their minds and killing themselves and y'all need to stop. It'll mess you up too.
Maybe not at first, but it'll catch up to you.
I did not hear any complaints while we were helping you smash that fish just now.
I mean, we're not really one to judge what you're doing, but I feel like you guys should be real careful with that stuff. Like, it's not pretty.
What's up? What is it? What are you talking about?
Look at them. They're glowing red.
They're corrupted, just like that aboleth monster and the tentacle monsters and the woman who killed herself.
It doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
And those elephant creatures, is that what that was?
Yes.
That stuff will it'll ruin you.
Galsarod just turns to you with no emotion in his face and says, we must overcome such minor things for the greater good.
It's a greater good.
The greater good.
Exactly. It's like there's no tinge of emotion in his voice now.
Oh, sorry, mine was a reference to a movie.
No, I know which one. But yeah, he.
Look, I understand being willing to make a sacrifice for something you care about, but it ain't gonna matter if you become the thing that ends up destroying what you care about. And that's what that stuff will do to you.
passes too high.
Be that as it may, it's the one that we have to pay to finish the job.
What job is that?
Yeah, what is it that brings your lot down here with as well? Who have you cast your lot along with?
Speak of that you feel like you have to use this equipment to get an edge, I guess you would say.
I assume we are here for the same reason you are. To find the key to the Nether Deep.
Oh, that is what we're here for. So, insight. Is this tablet what it was you were looking for?
She dusts herself off a little bit more, and she's like, "Ah, let me see what you have there. Yes, everything seems to be in order. My word, this is very old and ancient indeed. Were there any more by chance?"
Unfortunately, no. It feels that some of them were lost to time and with the ruin in the area.
Everything that happened, that's all we could scrounge out of what was left.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you for bringing this to me here. It looks like here that, oh, very interesting indeed. It explains here that you need a certain, She kind of looks puzzled. She's like, "I may need a few moments here, but please." She gestures around. It's like, our base is a bit of a shambles. Please excuse us for a moment when we get everything in order, and I'll take a deeper dive at this.
Alright, so are we able to hang out and get some well-needed rest while you do that?
She kind of looks at you, and you see that some of the bookshelves just kind of slammed over, and you see where the creature busted through the floor just kind of falls. She's like, "Oh dear. Oh, um, this might take a bit longer than a few hours."
So, is there anything we can do to help, or is there anywhere where we'd be able to find some rest while things are being done?
Well, she goes, it's like, "Well, if I can't be she finds a place to kind of make a makeshift table from a bookshelf that kind of fell over. It looks like here that we are looking at the location, and she points to the map. She points to the center of the map. That area looks like it needs to be opened with weapons infused with. That can't be right. She said red weapons. That can't be a reference to iridium. Interesting."
Okay. What else does it say?
Well, that's all it says here. Unfortunately, we don't have very much information to go on, but it says that the rift can be opened up with weapons in iridium. That's all the references say here. It says red weapons will sunder a path forward.
Well, we do have those sorts of weapons we were able to find.
And we do have some people here that are looking to dive in, I suppose. What do you guys think?
If you want to tell us what you saw in there, we can press on while you rest and recover, and then you can catch us up.
I'm not sure how well that will work for us. While we catch you up, huh?
Well, perhaps we can accompany you as your guards.
Look, this has been a really, really, really long day, and we we have very nearly died multiple times, and Creed over there is barely standing on his feet. Look, I think we need to, like, get some sleep, and we can deal with all of that tomorrow.
I also feel like, after some of the things we encountered, I guess for lack of a better term, the more the merrier, things were a little, rough, if you know what I mean.
I feel like Creed was lower than 20 hit points, because I remember polymorphing you specifically because you had, like, 3 hit points left.
No, I had more health than 3 hit points, 100%.
Okay.
If I'd had taken one more full attack, then I
Maybe
probably
that's what
would
it
have been
was.
down. I was within
Yeah.
one attack because it was doing like 30 points of damage a round.
It was dealing more than 30 points a round. It took me out of bear form in 2 of its 3 attacks.
Well, that's what I mean. And I was within 1 hit of dying.
Okay.
Anyway,
So what would our plan be from here, then?
at the very least, I mean, I can't control anybody, but I feel like we should all try to take this on together, for lack of a better term. Just like, I'm fucking tired and I need to go sleep. Like, it's been a long day. Poppy's 100% correct. I can't stop you guys from doing whatever you want to do, but I would highly recommend that we all try to push in together and check this out. I mean, you guys have seen what we can do, and we have a pretty good idea what you can do. I feel like we should take this slow. So, I guess for now, I'm gonna head back and at least try to get a night's sleep. I think that's what we're gonna do as a whole. What are you guys gonna do?
Head back where?
Well, they said we can't stay here, so I was assuming head back up enough to at least get a night's rest and then come back.
We got teleported here, didn't we?
No, you guys.
No, we went down some stairs.
No, that's what it was. Yeah,
Yep.
there were a whole lot of stairs.
That's what I was meaning, just like go back somewhere where we can post up. I wasn't meaning like head all the way back to town or something.
What do you say, Io?
The plan sounds like a good one. We agree.
Alright, well, for the time being, I'm gonna bid you guys an evening, hopefully a good one, and I guess we'll see you in the morning.
Okay, so because of that, you guys will go ahead and level up to level 9.
Nice. 9!
Shit, that's right. I never figured out what feat I wanted to take at this level. Hey, on the upside, guys, I can now turn into a flying form. You know, because that'll be real helpful underwater.
Flying fish.
Sure. I don't know what feat to take. I kept meaning to, like, look into it more, but I could never decide.
I get magical ambush.
Yeah, I'll let you
I don't know
guys.
what that means.
We'll proceed on because we won't go into any more combat probably for the rest of the session. So you guys can figure out that stuff as it goes. But morning, you guys all get a long rest.
It
So
means that if I hide from...
yeah, that's okay.
Okay, I have a weird question. If I were to do something like take tough, would that apply to my shapeshifted form's hit points as well? Probably not, but I don't honestly know. I feel like I should check to see if something has been rolled about that, but it's probably not.
Tough feet and the wild shape.
Yeah, I bet Crawford said one thing and then the exact opposite later. It's fine.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it says here that the tough feet replaces a druid's hit points, but which are replaced by the beast hit points while using wild shape.
So no.
Right.
Okay, well, at least it lets me check something off my list. I should just take telepathic so I can communicate.
I could learn create spelljamming helm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is perfect actually. Yeah, this actually works out pretty well for our purposes. All right, but yeah, go ahead and get your long rest in, and then the next morning you guys make it down. The rivals are there to meet you guys.
Sorry, I'm still messing with character sheet things. Morning. How are you guys today?
We're doing all right. We did not have nearly the day that you had.
Well, hopefully, we don't have that kind of day today either. It was something else. And not gonna lie, I was a little worried we were all gonna die there.
A little bit.
So,
Well, that
is,
just
did
means
you
the
find
hard
out
part
anything
must
else
be
about
over.
Fingers crossed. Did you manage to find out anything else about the tablet?
No, the information was pretty bare. Unfortunately, you were lucky to find at least the key that we need to actually enter in the area. Insight comes down. It's like, oh, thank you for all meeting down here. So yes, it seems like we're back in at least in a decent order, but ugh, wish more of the techs weren't damaged in this state, and she seems a little bit unnerved about that.
You alright?
Oh, there's just so much knowledge that was down here that I'm going to lose, and years, all the things we could learn from the pre-calamity era. Lost. A little bit unnerved about that. And then, not to mention, to find out that a good colleague of mine was actually a spy. Not exactly my best week.
Insight check?
Yeah, go ahead.
18?
Yeah, you can tell that she's pretty disappointed and shocked to hear that her friend was actually that she truly believed that she was a fellow colleague that was actually trying to help her achieve her goals.
I also meant, like, the bit about the text and stuff.
Oh yeah, she's pretty bummed about that. Definitely, I think in fact she's more bummed about the text being ruined than her friend betraying her.
I just was curious to make sure that there wasn't, like,
Yeah, she wasn't pulling your leg or anything.
not really pulling our leg, just that she wasn't, like, blaming us or mad at us or anything.
Oh no, she's at least smart enough to understand that can't do much when a giant worm kind of busts through the wall.
That's good enough. Alright. Do I seriously not get anything as a cleric at 3rd level? Alright.
But I did. She does chipper in and says, "Well, I will tell you one thing though. I did end up finding some information. Let me just double check. Maybe you guys. I don't remember saying this in the last campaign. Oh no, I guess I have not. All right. We were able to get a full detail of the rest of the tablet's information that was, how do I put it, more was that was the area, right? Yes, it was. Good lord. Insight reads to you. The tablet has a thing on the back that just has a bit of exposition. It says, "I know not who will read this, for if I survive, reading it will not be necessary. And if I die, none will be alive to do so. Yet I feel compelled to record my thoughts. The ruiner and his legions close upon us. The walls are breached, reduced to rubble by the one-eyed god. Thousands have already died, and thousands more will as well, unless I can muster the courage to stop him. Already the people call me the Apotheon. I do not deserve the title, but I shall claim it. If calling me a demigod gives them courage to fight alongside me, I shall bear this mantle. Even if I fall in the hours to come, they will honor me by letting the sacrifice fuel their fight against the betrayers. To that end, may the memory of this day never die." Christian, it was written in an interesting Celestial script that is a little bit older than dialect I'm used to, but quite interesting. Galsword's like, "So shall we go and see what this whole key business is about?"
Yes, indeed. Sorry, still a little sleepy.
Yes, let's go and check these things out.
All right. So, as you guys start swimming through the water, grab. We'll just roleplay at this point. We won't worry about moving the tokens because something else will happen here. As you guys get close to the entrance, you see a visible entrance with a barrier there. Gelsworth's like, takes out his dagger and... Does he actually have a dagger? Give me one sec, actually. Yeah. Gelsworth takes out his rudium dagger. It's like, Io, would you care to start us off? Or perhaps Hans or Maggie? I feel we might need to start off with a little bit more of a heavier arm.
Come on, Maggie, let's carve this thing apart.
Be my guest.
Sure, I'll swim up and start carving at the gate.
Yeah, you can see that that there's a bit of a red flare on what looks to be kind of like a force field around the area.
So where's this, like M17-ish?
Yeah, like you guys are probably kind of like right here. All of you guys are kind of beating.
Yeah, I'll definitely go with him and help.
Who has our axe?
Poppy does. I obviously casted water breathing again on us before we left, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm pretty sure everyone has that at this point.
Actually, before we get into all of this, a couple of things I wanted to have done.
'Kay.
While we were resting. One is I wanted to cast Find Familiar on my familiar and have her become a octopus. And two, I want to cast ritually cast Identify on the stuff that we found. The rings, the necklace.
Wait, say that one more time?
I want to ritually cast Identify on the items that we found. We found 3 rings and a necklace.
Also the axe, I guess.
And the axe.
Yeah, the rudium axe, you don't have to worry about that. I mean, it's just literally a axe made of rudium. But yeah, like I said, you have a ring of shooting stars. What was that other?
The other stuff was just expensive.
Yeah, the other stuff.
But I feel like I should probably identify that. Alright. So, before we go down and talk to the rivals, we did find this ring, which when attuned to it, lets you shoot fire and light at things. Who should have this, do you think?
Probably you, right?
I mean, is it a long range? Can it like be shot from way far away, or do you have to be like in their face?
Well, there's 3 things that it can do. Well, there's 4 things that it can do. One is that it can create light, just as a basic thing. But it also can cast the fairy fire spell like I cast on the aboleth when we were down there. 2, it can create spheres of lightning that can that when one of our enemies walks into them, it will deal potentially massive amounts of damage. Or it can shoot like light at and stars at things within 60 feet.
I feel like that'd be really good for you.
Okay. I shall take it then, and while we are resting then, I will attune to the Ring of Shooting Stars. Alright, that's what I wanted you to accomplish.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Yep. And I'm just kind of absently like toying with the ring while everybody's trying to hack at the invisible barrier.
Yep.
Is this the barrier that I tried to punch through earlier?
No, that was at the one south of your location.
Okay, sorry.
Didn't you say there was something that someone had to be a cleric for, but isn't Creed a cleric?
But not of that religion.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And to worship Corellin the Renthian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Jeebus.
is anyone going to use the axe?
I mean, if they can break down the barrier without us getting corrupted.
Or taking the chance of getting corrupted, yeah.
Okay.
Touch that axe.
Okay, just make sure. So yeah, it takes, as soon as all the rivals start using the rudium equipment, no more than about half a minute passes by and there's a red pulsing energy that the barrier finally succumbs. And I need everyone to make me just make sure I'm reading this right. Ah, yes, make a charisma saving throw.
Neat. We're all hanging around Creed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to see that. Right?
22.
I'm real good at charisma saving throws,
11.
and by that I mean 3.
Is
If
that
it's
what
10,
I want to do?
10 feet of green, then it would be 5.
5.
Mine's an 11.
Oh, wow. All right, so who has higher than 18?
I do.
And Hans. Oh, I guess I should roll for Galcerod while I'm at it.
Yeah, looks like it's just us two. That's not
I
good.
just want to say I changed my dice and I still got a freaking 4.
I rolled a 4 as well, Preview.
God.
What?
Yeah. So, everyone except for Hans and Creed are knocked unconscious by the sheer force of the energy that cascades. However, rival parties, you get a message telling you guys that the jewel is incomplete and to continue your search in the ruined town. Hans and Creed, you guys see the rest of the party just kind of go limp as that energy cascades out on the out of around you.
Oh, my head! What the nine hells was that?
I'm getting familiar with this weird shit in my head, but what the hell happened to them? Do you think that was the head thing?
Must have been.
I'm gonna go try to shake like Pop awake, see if I can get him awake.
Yeah, she's unconscious.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to rouse my team as well.
Anything. If I give them, I'm gonna use 1 point of my lay on hands to try and heal and see if that helps.
Their damage on their bodies get healed up, but their minds are kind of like in a reboot mode.
It's going to take forever to drag them out of here. All right.
Wait, drag them out of here? Are we going forward?
You want to drag your unconscious team through a magical gate into the nether deep? What's the matter with you?
No, I thought you were saying you were like leaving, period.
No, of course not.
Okay.
But hauling them out is going to take a while.
Yeah, so we will pull them back for the time being, because I don't know what else to do. I don't exactly have like a dispel magic or anything. Do I sense that this is like a disease or a curse or something?
No, it's just basically their minds just took a lot of psychic damage, and so their minds are just kind of in the process of going, okay, well, let's get the startup sequence started again and go from there. But yeah,
The Blizzard, got it.
yep,
Moreau.exe has stopped responding.
right.
Alright. Well, yeah, then I guess I will start pulling them back so we're not like in the front of hell, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you guys get back to the base camp, they call for stretchers and rival players. That will be it for tonight. Thank you guys for showing up, and I think we'll be good for at least a couple of sessions till we get into the next chapter where you guys make your next appearance.
Okay, thanks, Hal.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Be
for-
careful with that,
Thanks for hanging out.
that rudium stuff.
I can quit anytime I want.
That was perfect. All right, it takes about 5 to 6. It takes about 6 days, but you guys are all back at Poppy's family inn, just waking up from your beds.
Fantastic.
Do we win?
I feel like you guys definitely did not win.
Yeah.
So, I guess you want to try this again? This time without the oops.
Yeah, something about the jewel not being complete.
That wasn't to us, was it? That was the rival party?
Thought it was to everyone that was still conscious.
No, it was to you guys, the main party.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, it was?
So-
I thought it was just to me. Okay.
yeah. I'm pretty sure you said the rival party, not us.
No, I said the jewel was incomplete. Was sorry, I meant the jewel was incomplete was to the. Sorry, I was reading something here. No, the message of the jewel was incomplete was to the parties carrying the jewel of hope.
So it said to keep searching in town.
Yeah, well, in the underwater town.
Oh, okay. So if I understood that correctly, we need to, I guess, keep looking around. Maybe that tower that we didn't see before, or didn't go into before. You guys would at least go check it out, or was I the only one that saw that?
They would have seen some outlier because you guys would have swam up that road when you got to the other place. So, and it's on the map.
We should probably try and yeah, check that out.
So I guess that's where we're going.
As you
Yes.
guys, oh sorry, as you guys are stirring, Pa comes by. Oh, Papa, this fella from the Cobalt Soul said that he's got a message for a Jamil.
Jamil? Is that someone we knew there for or from?
That was the leader of the Cobalt Soul.
Yeah.
Right, so it's from, not
Yeah,
for.
yeah, from sorry.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I was just making sure I was really confused. Yeah. What's it about?
Uh, well, they didn't say. It said it's urgent that you come and talk to him. Apparently things didn't go well while you guys were uh, on the mend.
We should probably
Fantastic.
check that out.
All right. Thanks, Paul. All right. I guess we should be going there.
All right. Well, is everybody ready to go? Do we need to stop and grab anything?
I don't think so. Do people still have healing potions? What about like all that stuff that we found, all those rings and
We can sell a lot of this stuff.
I just feel like whatever we're about to step into, it's gonna be bad, and it feels like we ought to be prepared.
I'm inclined to agree. There's only one sort of thing that I am on the fence about.
What's that?
Oh, what? Oh, right. I'm going to. I think we should take all of these valuables we found and be on the fence about all of them.
What?
Fence them.
Oh, I see. You mean just take them to a pawn shop and sell them?
Yes, that sort of thing.
Do you think they're worth a lot?
They look pretty shiny.
Shiny
What do
is
you think,
good.
pretty baby?
Alright, so we're gonna go looking for, I guess, like an upscale sort of place to sell some stuff, or maybe like an auction house, because don't they sell like relics and stuff? I mean, ain't this stuff like real old? Wouldn't like collectors be interested in it for purposes
Possible.
other than.
Or jewelers, that sort of thing.
I mean, I'm just thinking they're relics of like ancient sunken city. I would think they'd have like archaeological value. Right?
Well, you're from around here, don't you know of some people that usually sell? I mean, you guys run a shop. I figure you'd know some competition.
We run a restaurant!
And you gotta get stuff.
That stuff does not typically include jewelry.
You can say no.
Would I know of a place that sells upscale rich people jewelry and
Yeah.
bottles of wine?
Yeah, you can roll me a history with advantage.
thought it'd be. 18?
Yeah, you know that, especially in the market district here in town, you can pretty much sell. There's plenty of buyers for ancient relics and that sort of thing. And especially even stuff that looks like they're overpriced is usually double than even that should be.
Well, I mean, there's a market where they try to, like, gouge out of towners.
Maybe since
Hey,
not
we're
allowed
out of
to
towners.
flip that around.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna take them there.
Okay.
Wunderbar. Sorry, I heard locals say that. I think locals, I don't know, somebody in town.
All right. So yeah, there's a gentleman there. He's like, yes. How can I help you, ma'am?
Poppy, like, looks around. Ma'am? Looks confused.
He looks at you and like, yes, I am addressing you.
Poppy just looks up at Moreau. I think this one's the one y'all want to talk to.
Hello, my good sir. I was doing some excavating a little bit outside of the city, and I came across some jewelry that looks fairly ancient, and I was wondering if I could get a fair price for some of this stuff.
Yeah, he kind of just looks at you and goes, okay, and what precisely am I looking at, good sir?
First, let's take a look at this emerald ring that I have. Tell me what you think of this.
He pulls out a looking, what they call them, like the thing that you put to your eye and just look at it. It's not.
I literally just looked this
She
up like
just looked
3
this
days
up,
ago,
too.
or like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and I cannot remember what it was now. I'm gonna kick myself.
Kaleidoscope?
I was thinking
It's
monocle.
called a
But
loop. That's what it was. It's a loop. L-O-U-P.
oh yes.
Ah, yes. He pulls one out. It's like, ooh, and the markings are slightly. Does this pre-calamity? A bit rusted, but my word, where did you come across such treasure?
Like I said, doing an excavation just kind of out of town.
He nods his head. It's like, ah, I see.
Let's one thing at a time.
He looks at you. It's like, so what would you like to what would you like to do with this?
Well, I'm looking for a fair price. So let's see if I can find a buyer for it.
He pulls out some bags. He's like, I will pay you. If these are the emerald ones, he'll pay you the 1,600.
Cool, because I have two of them.
He's like, oh. Pulls out the other one. It's like, indeed. Normally I don't. Normally we pay a little less, but these are in very fine condition.
All right. So, how much is that?
So for the 2 rings, it'd be 3,200 gold.
Okay. All right. Well, transaction complete. How about these pearls?
He looks those over. He's like, the pearls aren't anything special. Same thing, slightly older quality, but yeah, I'll just sell those. 750 sound like a fair price?
750. That should work with that then. I believe that should be all. Thank you so much for your business. I wish you luck in trying to move these pieces on your own.
Yep.
And we leave the shop. All right. Do you know any sommeliers? Because I am looking for a Marquesian sommelier. There's a
You've
pretentious
just been
sentence.
waiting to use that, haven't you?
All right, Poppy.
There's something so hoity-toity about the phrase Marquesian sommelier.
Anyone want to give me guidance? Oh God, I
Sure.
need it. Oh good. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. Double digits. I got a 10.
You know of some, folks that sell it, but not the type that Moreau's talking about.
Right. Well. I mean, there are some folks that sell like the homebrewed wines, but for this kind of fancy stuff,
Maybe
A
your
wine
dad
person.
knows somebody,
maybe
or your mom, anybody.
we can go ask Mom and Pa.
So
Uh,
yeah, what did mom and pa know?
So as soon as you get back, Pa looks at Pa. Hey, Poppy, weren't you supposed to meet that last fellow over there in the temple?
Yeah, but someone came up.
Poppy?
Pa. Do you
He
happen to know anyone who collects like really expensive wine?
he grabs you from the scruff of your neck and throws you up in the air again. He's like, he puts it pointing at the party. He's like, 1 second. Catches you gently. Now, Poppy.
Poppy like screams as he throws her up, like angrily.
It's like, Poppy, what did I tell about responsibility?
This is part of that. Look, okay, this is all part of that, cause that's gonna be a thing, and I know it's gonna be a thing, and we're trying to make sure that we don't fucking die. And for the first time, you hear Poppy curse.
My dear.
It's been a thing. I have worked hard at trying to clean up my language, cause Poppy does not curse.
Poppy, am I gonna have to go and get my soap?
You don't understand. We fucking almost died, and I don't want to die again. And she gets furious.
Moreau, Creed, and Pretty Baby just standing there awkwardly, like looking at each
Yeah,
other.
this is the awkward family fight where we're all just sitting here like,
Fucking died?
Yes, that.
Poppy,
We
you just taught that little kid how to curse.
oh, that kid knows how to curse.
Oh no, she crosses with the best of them.
We almost died down there. I do not want to go in unprepared. Do you understand? Do you not give a damn about me almost dying? Do you really not give a damn? What kind of father are you?
The top that taught his daughter to make sure to prioritize the situation.
No fucking shit!
Poppy, do you really need to sell that right now, or should you go see someone about some business?
Fucking shit.
Poppy just kicks him in the face and like runs out.
I'm so proud of everyone right now.
This is Poppy having a delayed reaction to the fact that she almost nearly died and almost nearly watched like all of her friends die.
Yeah, fair enough.
She was a fucking cook before she met everyone.
You
she
know-
was not an adventurer.
And a rage rabbit holding onto a mock whale. Very stark
Yes,
contrast to
like-
life.
Like all of this, like her discovering that she turns into an angry bear is also a fairly recent occurrence. Like there is resentment now toward her father. There is the almost dying everything, and yeah, no, she's just nervous breakdown right now.
Okay, well we can look into selling the wine later. It's not that big a deal.
Oh, Mr. Moreau, just a second here.
We have business to attend to that you just made very clear that we need to go, so
He's like, hand me the wine. I'll find a buyer for you.
I'll shrug and I'll hand him one of the bottles of wine. I'll kind of secret the other one away.
He kind of looks at it. He's like,
3 of them, don't we?
yeah.
Yeah, we have 3, I think.
I'll also hand him the one.
Yeah. He's like, oh, this might take me a while. Yeah. I'll let you know real fast. And he takes out a sack. He's like, here, just as a collateral.
How much is it?
It's 1,000 gold.
Okay. So, okay, so that is another 1,000 gold that we use as collateral. So we just acquired.
We have 4,957 gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
almost
5,000.
5,000 gold.
Yeah.
So we can use that to buy things.
Yeah.
All right. I suppose we should go and see what this what Jalil wants us to do.
Yeah, so you guys make it to the temple, and my word, is it a hub of activity. You see academics, you see guards in a rush, you see people on stretchers being carried in and out of the temple. One of the guards is like,
Soak it all in as we go in.
yep. The guards kind of go, oh, quickly. Our leader needs to see you at once. As you,
All right.
Yep, as you guys get close, you hear shouting like, and I've told you once again, my people had nothing to do with causing all the damage in that ancient artifact. Well, we'll do it on our own then, and just hear something hitting a surface really hard.
Okay. Well, we'll go in.
Yeah. He's like, the doors open up quickly, and you can see him slightly flushed. He's like, oh, thank goodness, you're perfectly, you're awake. We were quite worried that you wouldn't wake up from your strange occurrence down there.
It's been a rough couple of days, yes.
Indeed, I should catch you up. The allegiance of all sides blames us, well, more or less you, for all the damage that happened in the ancient ruins. I know that, for the lack of a better sense, I know that you're not truly responsible for it. You were just trying to accomplish your goals. In fact, that Barrier incident seemed to throw a lot of, well, tend to throw a lot of goodwill among the three major groups in off balance. The consortium is also levying accusations that we killed an agent of theirs down there.
But there was an agent. They had an agent down there that was acting as a sleeper agent that kind of caused themselves to die.
They literally killed themselves.
Yes.
We figured out who they were, and they proceeded to kill themselves when we
We
figured out
didn't
who
even
they were.
figure out who they were. We just saw that they were ruinium corrupted and pointed it out, and then they immediately killed themselves without saying another word.
I am going to, while they're talking, cast Encode Thoughts and pull the memory of the agent, admitting that they were double crossing and killing themselves from my brain. Because I can pull a memory, an idea, or a message from my mind and transform it into a tangible string of thought that others can see.
He synthesized. It's like, I knew I could trust you. I didn't think that you were the type to actually kill anyone in cold blood, and there is proof in that.
Not only that, the stuff that happened. Let's just say shit got hairy because it was not pretty. That monster that we fought, that was like a weakened version. We fought another one of those that was corrupted with iridium. It was not pretty. We actually almost died.
I should tell you that that creature has reappeared.
How?
We're not entirely sure. We're thinking that whatever happened with that connection to the Netherdeep ended up respawning the creature. And in fact, new account witnesses say that it now speaks in our common dialect, telling everyone that it is the Apotheon of legend defending its realm against invaders.
I see.
There's a bunch of weird shit that was happening down there. I'm pretty sure we all, at some point in time or another, had some voice go into our head and try and tell us they didn't heed the warning. Like, it was weird.
And it said the Apotheon had died in that sunken area at the end of the Calamity. Perhaps this creature is indeed some bizarre manifestation of the hero. The voices sound similar to other incidences around town. We thought that was just people spouting mad nonsense, but perhaps that influence even reaches the city level.
Regardless, we need to be careful when it comes to those things. They're not pretty.
Indeed.
Just eat people outright.
I take it that your near-death experience hasn't deterred you from continuing your mission.
Not that I'm aware of, but we're also informed that might be some stuff that we need to try and figure out. I guess more or less, do you know anything about the jewel?
No, most knowledge was lost during the Calamity, but I'm under the impression that you might find something to do with Alaxian down there. It said that he perished somewhere in there, or at least he attested to something of a final prayer before confronting whatever evil threatened these lands beforehand. My thinking is that if this aboleth is truly the Alexian, it might listen to reason. You might be able to communicate with it, and if you can prove it's not enemies of it, it might reveal some extra information, perhaps even let you go through. But if you can't accomplish it, you may need to put it down once more, so that way, we don't have to consistently be under attack from it.
Well, I mean, what do you guys think? Because, I don't know. I feel like we're kind of unprepared at this point.
Ah, indeed. I was not able to hand this to you as you were carried on stretchers, but here's a reward from last time. He hands you another 1,000 gold pieces.
Sweet. Alright. So, speaking of preparation, do you know where else we might be able to utilize some of this reward for preparing?
But it may have, I don't know, goods of magical sorts that would possibly be able to help us out.
Oh, well, I would have to check around. Unfortunately, things in town are a bit of a buzz with, well, whatever happened down there caused some unforeseen events here. We've had people complaining that certain water had a tinge of red, and although not causing any corruption, it is scaring people quite a bit up here. So let me do some digging, and I will try to see what we can do. Yeah, I'm gonna need to do a little bit of digging here in terms of what is actually available in here and on Corel for marketplace values and stuff, because that is not unlike the Strahd campaign. It doesn't exactly tell me, oh well, you guys can only buy this at a certain price and only like 3 times the amount. It is not as forthcoming, unfortunately. So, but let me know what you guys kind of want to shop for, and I'll try to see if that would would break the thing or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we calling it here then?
Yeah, essentially he's just giving you the mission to kind of finish up the underwater one, and then once we're done with that, then we will be officially in the last chapter.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going to need some time to kind of dig through the text here and kind of figure out. I mean, if there's stuff that you guys want to look at and I can't find a valid answer, then I can just make a DM decision on that to kind of figure out what we want to go with. But other than that, we'll catch you guys next week, same time, same place. We'll continue our hopefully last bit of the underwater adventure, and then be heading into the last chapter and towards the end of the module. But that goes without saying, you probably still have a month and a half, so we'll see you guys here next week.